Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel Amula Naresh Online. So today we are going to learn about reflection of light at plane surface, and before starting the video I would like to tell you that you can gain access to all the videos of my channel based on physics and chemistry by following the below link. That is, you can visit YouTube and you can search Amula Naresh Online and you can subscribe the channel so as to get all the access to the videos of physics, chemistry and other educational channels, educational topics. So without having a delay, let us start our topic. The first thing is light. So before going to reflection of light, we must know what is light. Light is a form of energy. As we know that light is a form of energy like sound and heat. Light is also a form of energy. And when it is a form of energy, we know that energy must have the units of either ergs, joules or etc. But light travels in a straight line. Apart from, it is also has both the natures, that is dual nature, that is wave nature as well as particle nature, but it travels in a straight line in the form of waves. So here light always chooses the shortest path to cover. This was first demonstrated by Fermat, so hence it is called as Fermat's principle. Fermat's principle states that light always travels in a straight line, and units of intensity of light are called as candela. So intensity of light, whether the light is brighter or not, how much brighter the light is, can be given by a unit called candela. So light is an electromagnetic wave. So light is a wave. We know that it is also termed as electromagnetic wave because it has both electric as well as magnetic fields around the main wave. So electromagnetic wave, it has electric wave in y-axis and magnetic wave in x-axis. Sorry, that means both the wave properties, that is electric property as well as magnetic field, these two fields are perpendicular to each other. And white light which we see, it is composed of different rays, different lights, like it has different rays with different wavelengths, like which are violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red, and there are enormous number of colors with different wavelengths which cannot even be defined. So the visible light, which ranges from 400 nm to 700 nm, it consists of so many waves, bunch of waves of different wavelengths, and this is called as electromagnetic spectrum. So light undergoes many processes, many phenomena like reflection, refraction, scattering and dispersion, etc. So we are going to learn about reflection in this topic, in this video. Right, reflection. Reflection is a process in which a light ray falls upon the surface and strikes back into the same medium. Like any object, when we can see any object because of reflection itself only. When the light ray falls upon some object and it comes back and it enters into our eye, then we will be able to see it. Hence this process is called as reflection of light. So there are two types of reflection again. One is smooth reflection on smooth surfaces and reflection on rough surfaces. So reflection on smooth surfaces leads, you have an example here. So reflection of smooth surfaces is here. You can see when the light ray falls upon a smooth surface, it goes in a particular direction, that is it will go in a defined path. But whereas if you see on reflection at a rough surface, the light ray when it falls upon the surface, then the reflected ray will go in a different direction. That means there is no particular path through which the light ray passes. So it is irregular. Hence the image formed at the reflection which takes place on the rough surface is also irregular, whereas image formed at reflection which takes place at smooth surfaces is a regular image, and we can find the properties of such image. So coming to the laws of reflection, what are the laws of reflection? Firstly, to understand laws of reflection, you must see this, that is the angle of incidence and angle of reflection are same. So if you see this figure in plane mirror, I indicates the incident ray, R indicates the reflected ray, and N indicates the normal drawn from the point of intersection of incident ray and normal ray. So angle of incidence is always equal to angle of reflection. This is the first thing. Then the second thing is incident ray, normal ray and reflected ray all lie in the same plane. So if you see here, the incident ray I, normal ray N and reflected ray R, all the three lie in the same plane. They all lie in a same plane. Then the third point is the size of the image and size of the object are always same. That means if you are standing in a mirror, in front of a mirror, and if you are looking at the image of you which is formed inside the mirror, then your size and your image size will always be equal. So there will not be any change. Then the next thing is, what are the properties of the images formed by plane mirror? So the first property is that object distance and image distance are always same, as we discussed earlier. The second thing is image is virtual, that is which cannot be caught on the screen. Virtual image, that means which is formed by the intersection of extended rays, and it is erect, straight, and which cannot be caught on the screen. As it is a virtual image, it cannot be caught on the screen. Then the third point of property of image is image undergoes lateral inversion. That means if you are raising right hand in your actually if you are raising right hand, then image will be raising left hand. That means it appears as if you are raising the left hand by your image. The reason behind this is because it will undergo the lateral inversion. These are the three properties of images formed by the plane mirror. Coming to the curved mirrors. What are curved mirrors? Okay, curved mirrors are the mirrors which are curved. The name itself, it says that it is the mirrors are curved. But how they are curved is the question. So for plane mirror, if you see all the normals, when you draw many normals on a plane mirror, all these normals will be parallel to each other. They will not meet at any point. But if you bend this same plane mirror inwards like this, then all the normals will intersect at a point, and this is called as converging mirror. Converging mirrors are concave mirrors. All the normals will intersect at a point, and that point is called as center of curvature of a mirror. Concave mirrors are called as converging mirrors. Then if you see the convex mirror, it is bent outwards. So when you bend the plane mirror outwards, imaginary outwards, then the normals of this mirror will diverge. That means they won't meet at any point. So these normals, when they are extended backwards, they will meet at a point, and that point is called as center of curvature of a convex mirror. So convex mirrors are diverging mirrors, concave mirrors are converging mirrors. Now what are the main properties of concave mirrors? The first property is it is bent inwards, and the second property is it is converging mirror, and the third property of concave mirror is it can form both real images as well as virtual images. It is based upon the object distance. It depends upon what distance from the concave mirror you are placing the object. It forms either virtual image or real image. Then the third point, that is what are the application where these concave mirrors are used. The concave mirrors are used as saving mirrors so that it can form virtual enlarged image, and torch lights. The concave mirrors are also used in torch lights, headlights of the vehicles, and it is used by dentists, it is used by ENT specialists, and so on. These are the applications of concave mirror. And coming back to the convex mirror. So convex mirrors, first point is they are bent outwards. So they are bent outwards, and all these normals of this convex mirror will be diverging. Hence it is called as a diverging mirror. So diverging mirror is convex mirror. Always convex mirror forms virtual and diminished image. So there is no question of formation of real image in convex mirror, only virtual image, that too diminished image and erect image. So where these convex mirrors are used? Convex mirrors are used in shopping malls. They are also used in rear view mirrors of vehicle. So these are the applications of convex mirror. So convex mirror and concave mirror are very much essential in our daily life. So it's very essential to know about them. So what? Okay, thank you all for watching this video. Stay tuned for more videos on concave and convex mirror. The next part will be coming soon, and don't forget to subscribe my channel and press the bell icon so that you will be updated with all the notifications.